current situation. Cleaning lady came in, and this is how laundry is looking, so we need to sort it out. Can we talk about how beautiful and nice this smells? Kate actress, this should be a selling point. She has never mentioned how nice it smells, and just she talks about the glow and all that, but inanukia vizuri. Then they say it's made of sweet almonds, apricot, avocado, and sunflower oil. So I don't know what in those four are such a scent, because I would love this to be like a scent for me. Like nikipita, everyone's like, it's so nice. Anyway, so let's talk about some random things I have come to learn about life as I grow. Okay, this is the only lesson I have. Can you imagine? And I think Marinda Linipea, the only as a woman, is the only lesson I have. And I think Kwetu Mindo, Maureen, do you have a lesson? If Maureen is watching this. Anyway, guys, let's talk about random things that, you get to learn as you grow. Or you just, sometimes you sit it and you're like, oh my God. You're just realizing some things about life. Number one, you actually can genuinely be happy. I feel like we've been brought up in a situation where people talk about them not being happy, going through this, that. When someone says they're genuinely happy, we actually don't, we feel like they're faking. Like you're like, we understand too. And I'm not saying to be genuinely happy means you don't have anything bothering you, or you don't have, everything is working your way. No. But one thing I've learned is that you can actually be genuinely happy. And if you find people saying, I'm so happy, and then something just tells you they're pretending, you need to work on your trauma. You have a trauma you need to work on. And that trauma is what is telling you that people just can't be genuinely happy. Like wholesomely happy. Okay? That is one thing I've learned, that you can actually be happy. Like you look at your life and you're like, I'm actually really happy. Okay? Anyway. Number two. If you ever find yourself following or being, actually it's just following or subscribing to someone or content that makes you feel some kind of a way, like either it gives you some negative vibes, or that person does not really, you don't like them. If you find yourself following someone you don't like, or you find yourself following some content that really doesn't build you or entertain you, or it does not bring the positive vibe, and you're still following it up, you've never unsubscribed, you've never blocked them, you've never unfollowed them, you're just there, and every time they write something, you're there commenting, oh, vile unakaa hivi, oh, so you unajifanya, you always writing those negative comments on social media. This is for you. You lack self-respect, and you have zero boundaries. It is never about the other person, it's about you. I'm one person who blocks unapologetically. I block you. If I realize you're giving me a negative vibe, or whatever content you're putting out there is not some content I subscribe to, or I genuinely just don't like you. Do you know actually you can just look at someone and you don't like them? Do you know it's possible? Like ushaangalia mtu hujampenda. Hajakufanyia kitu but hujampenda. Okay? So if you ever find yourself in that situation, you're still following someone you don't like their content, and you're still there, and you're always writing some negative comment, or every time you watch their videos or whatever it is, you feel you have this negative vibe, but you're still there. You lack boundaries, you lack self-respect, and you need to check yourself. Because why are you there? I look at people writing negative comments and bad things about people, and I'm like, but why are you here? Like, do you know how many people are on social media? Let's start with how many people. Then there are people even with pseudo account. Then we even have people with their kids' accounts. Like, do you know how many people you can follow on social media? So why are you here? If you don't like me, why are you here? It says a lot about your self-respect. It says a lot about your self-respect. It just means you do not in any way respect yourself. If you're following someone you don't like, or you don't subscribe to how his content, or you keep commenting negatively and you're still there, why? There's a reason social media has a block and unfollow button. That button, use it a lot more. I use it every time. And don't feel guilty. You don't have to follow someone if you don't like them. It's okay. There are people who don't follow me. There are people who just look at me and hate me. And that's okay. But how you react to what you feel about me is what tells a lot about you. So if you look at someone you don't like them, or they say something you don't like, scroll up or block them. Just whatever it is, but don't look stupid. Number 3. Number 2, the conclusion on that is set your boundaries right. Know your boundaries. Number 3, as soon as you say, it can never be me. As soon as you think that something bad cannot happen to you, it starts happening. It starts happening, guys. As soon as you're like, that cannot be me, that cannot happen, it starts happening. So never ever think that someone is going through this always pitia. Yeah. Ati sijui bwana wake alifanya. Bwanangu hawezi. Yeah. Sijui bibi yake alifanya. Bibi yangu hawezi. Sijui familia yao inakuanga sijui na huyo kazi yake ni kukunywa, yeye amekuwa sijui malaya, ndio like kwetu is my friend. Just hata utakuwa wewe. It will be you. So this issue of it cannot, just be thankful that you're okay. Be thankful that that's not you, that you're not going through whatever it is that they're going. But don't ever think that that can never be you, because trust me, it can be you the next minute. It can be you the next minute. So normally I put hanger outfits huku, then tachukua hanger, then nitazihang. Then I fold my clothes according to what they are. So trousers pamoja, dresses pamoja, and that's how they are organized, actually, even in the closet. And I fold them inside out. How do you fold your clothes? Should they be outside? How do you go about that? I don't know. Normally, I just fold them like that. Nitazitoanisha nikivaa. I don't know whether that's the right way though. These are gym outfits. I also put gym outfits kando na hizo zingine, because kwanza for them they are washed daily. Nowadays I wash them daily. I used to wash them after a week. Then I realized hiyo sweat inakaa sana. So after a week, not repeating. Naziweka tu then zitafuliwa pamoja. But nowadays I clean them every time. Weird thing, bra and socks and all that pamoja. Weird thing number 4. This is something that I think I've proved for myself. I don't know whether any other person has this belief. I'm one person who believes that if I'm dedicated, committed, disciplined, and consistency in something, somehow God, or call it universe, whatever you want to call it, will reward me. Okay? And this is how I believe it. And it's a very weird belief that I have, and it works for me. If, for example, I have a business, like Joy McCall Papers, yeah? So I am committed to it. I put my all in it. I market. I do what I'm supposed to do. That is not a guarantee that Joy Mac will work. It might actually not work. But I'm a believer that that energy and that vibe that I give to that business, there's a very high chance it will work. So every time I have this vibration, it's just the same way people say, the vibration you give out there will show even in your life. So technically that is what happens. Now there are 2 ways behind that, around that, that I believe in. So either it will work, and if God decides that it's not supposed to work, because it probably is not what it's meant to work. I always believe that the energy and commitment and all that I have put here, God will find a way to reward me in another thing. Okay? So probably I'll start another business and then it prospers and people will be like, hi, msichana, huyu naye anakuanga lucky. I'm like, no, I'm not lucky. I always believe God has a way of rewarding what you did here in another area of your life if it does not work in this area. It's a weird belief, I know, but it is what I believe and it works for me. So even when I'm working hard, I'm putting every effort in something and I don't see the fruits, and then I end up losing or it just never works, I just sit and know one day I'll just be somewhere and things will just work out of nowhere, and I will remember this hard work. I'll remember this commitment. I'll remember because God will have seen what I have dedicated myself into doing. Am I making sense? I hope so. It's a random weird belief I have. I think I have more trousers than anything else. It's a gym outfit. Random fact or random thought number 5. No one has figured life fully. Even the people you think, I think guys have been finding this short in town for 100, 200, 150, depends on who you buy to. But they're so nice for workout. Squeeze na slay huko. Na venye watu wanasema, sijui watu wa gym wanavaa aje ni. Waenda gym. Me by then don't even notice how people have dressed. I get there, I am doing my thing. I don't, trust me, if you ask me where alikuwa amevaa aje, I can't even tell you. The one thing I know I notice a lot if you're not clean. Like ukipita and then unanuka sweat. I will notice you. Other than that, I will not even notice who you are. Me, I'm there to work out and go home. So kama umekuja kuniangalia vile nimevaa, ole wako. So no one has figured life fully. Nobody, even the people you think have. There are things they are grappling with. There are things they are trying to, another gym shot. This one I love, it has pockets. There are things they're still trying to figure out. There are things that drain them. There are things that stress them. There's just things. Even though we think they have figured life, there are still things they're trying to figure out. Random thought number 6. Money will save you a lot of embarrassment and give you a lot of freedom. Let me repeat that. Money will save you a lot of embarrassment and disappointments and give you freedom you never thought existed. Money will save you a lot of embarrassment, and especially as a woman. I feel like there's so many women who are stuck in toxic environments because they don't have the money. So I'm speaking this as a woman, and I know if women were to share experiences they get with the men out here, if we are to share, you'll be shocked. There are men who they're hitting on you and you just listen to him talk. And you can tell this man has been hanging around women with no money. He has literally been hanging around desperate women. And now he thinks every woman is desperate. So he thinks money is the one thing that will get you subscribing to them. Now, I'm not that type. Money gives me so much freedom to choose what bullshit to take or not take. You cannot bring me bullshit at it because at you gonna pesta. No. That's why I work so hard. I don't want to be in that situation. You're not going to embarrass me. No? So money will give you so much freedom and save you a lot of embarrassment and give you some sort of freedom to make whatever choice you want to make in life. Money will give you that. So whatever it is that you do is an apron. Normally, take a bag, all papers. So if you can get money for yourself, especially as a woman, please do it. Let me give you a story. The other day I met a man, married man, who we met through work. We're supposed to work, not on wallpapers, other thing. He watches me a lot, so I'm not going to mention. So he thought that giving me that job will be the best way to get me. And he kept saying I'm an asset. He kept saying, I know I'm an asset. You need me. He kept repeating that because I really needed that work. I was excited for it. because I knew how much it would mean to me, not money wise, the kind of impact I'll have on me as a brand if I did that work. And he realized, this chick needs this. And he confused that with money. He thought, this chick really needs this money. So he thought, msichana, this is it. Hii inakulia. And I told him, I'm not those women. Like, it's very easy to lose a deal I am so passionate about if I realize you're thinking I can be your hoe just because you have money. And that's why I left him. And he called me a few days ago. And he was like, hey, squeezy umenyamaza, squeezy uongei. Because I realized there's nothing, the issue that was at hand, which was the job, stopped being the job. And now all we talk about is when are we smashing? When are we doing this? That's what we talk about. That's all he talks about, nothing else. And how much of an asset he is, that he has the money, he has the opportunities. And I'm like, boss, I really need this work, but I'm not going to compromise my values, my integrity, me as a person, and lose that just so you can give me this work. Na hakuamini. So later on he came and was like, okay, fine, kama umeamua kunyamaza, basi nitafute tufanye hiyo job. And imagine I was done with it. I was like, no, I'm not interested. And I think if he watches this, he will know it is him. I'm not interested in you anymore. I'm not interested in that work. I don't need it. You give it to someone else. And that is something I've learned in life. Anything that allows me to compromise on my values and make me be something I don't want to become, I can easily let go. If me being around you makes me bitter and I keep questioning my worth and my value, and I am just not happy around you, I am ready to lose you. So if you feel money is everything, it's not everything, but it will save you a lot of bullshit. So get one. So you see, if I was desperate, because there's so many women who are desperate, that will be for him, will be like, this is it. This is it. What? Nimeka sana. Next. Health is the biggest asset. Oh, health. Good health is an asset, guys. There was a time I was bedridden for a month. Actually, almost 2 months. And when I tell you, it felt like, I was sick. It felt like, my God, what is happening? Like, health. I would rather not have money. I can look for it. But let me be healthy. Let me be broke but healthy. I'll find a way to get the money. But health, God. If you're healthy, you have you're so blessed. So I have come to appreciate health a lot more. And that's why I work out a lot more, because I want my body, my brain. And health does not necessarily mean physical health, even mental health. You could be very physically fit, but you're sick mentally. So health is an asset, trust me. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that. Next, as you grow older, peace is all you want. Remember that story I've told you about that man? Niliangalia hivi nikaona huyu ata compromise peace yangu huyu ata compromise peace yangu. When I was done, like anything that is compromising my peace, you can go to hell. I do not want to hear it. That's how fast I let go. Actually, don't even think twice. I do not think twice over anything that makes me compromise on peace, because I don't want to be acting happy. I want to be happy. I don't want to look happy. I want to be happy. So if I get to a point where you're not giving me peace, we are fighting over, Next. Not many people are willing to leave their comfort zone. Hey, I had to learn this the hard way. I am one person, if you're around me, I'll push you to be a better person in whatever area you are in. And if I realize you have not figured yourself out in terms of what you can do, I'll ask you questions. I'd want to know, what do you think you can do? How can you reach your goals, your dreams, all that? Like, I'm very curious to see how people reach their goals and dreams. I'm very curious to know What is your purpose? I'm very curious to know how you're working through to get in there. I love such conversations. So when I'm around people, I try to push them to be better versions of themselves. There's something I've noticed. So many people would rather avoid you than face that part of being challenged or being questioned about them achieving what they can. Let me repeat that. So many people would rather avoid you at all cost. They don't want to have that conversation. They will avoid that conversation because they don't want to imagine getting out of that comfort zone. They don't want to imagine being pushed to do something that they know they're supposed to be doing, but they're so scared to do it, or the fear is holding them. So they would rather run away from that so they don't have to confront it. And now what happens is you, as the person who's trying to push them to become better, you become an enemy. You actually become an enemy. And people would rather be around people who don't challenge them. So many people, not everyone though, I am not that person. I don't want to be around people who don't challenge me. Because I know in the next 10, 20 years, we're going to regret this decision, okay? So, but people would rather be around people who don't challenge them. People are like, yes, yeah, you're doing good, even when you know. People will never tell you when you're wrong. People never. They would rather be around that so they can feel comfortable than be around anyone challenging them. So this is what I've learned to do. If I realize you're that type, I will keep off. I will keep off because one, I don't want to be part of you failing. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be part of you saying, or I don't want to be part of, I don't want to see you fail. So what I will do is I'll keep off. I will keep off and not engage. Like completely minimize. If I can't keep off, then I'll minimize the amount of time I can spend with you. And I'm very good at keeping off. I will block you. If I realize comfort zone is where you stay, is where you thrive, being comfortable, and you're so comfortable in nothingness. And this is not just in material, even in just growing your mental health, in just becoming a better version of yourself, wanting to know more about life, wanting to change to the better, wanting to learn, if you're this person who just wants the same shit over and over, it makes me very uncomfortable. I am very uncomfortable around such people. Extremely uncomfortable. So I have learned to let go of such people who are in their comfort zone. And then something about comfort zone is it's very easy to be carried away. It is very easy to be carried away by people in their comfort. It's very easy to lose your focus being around people who are in their comfort zone. It's very easy. I've worked with people in their comfort zone, and trust me, kuna kazi nimekuwa nikifanya, I don't do it anymore. But for some reason, I thank God I was actually nilifutwa. I thank God nilifutwa kwa hiyo kazi because the kind of people I was working with, they're too negative for life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know where some of my socks are. So, next. So you need to learn that there are people who never want to get out of their comfort zone, and it is not in your place to keep pushing them. If you realize they don't appreciate that, leave. And someone said the other day, it is one thing to know that you can resist the devil or temptation, but it is another to spend time. Okay, just because you know you can resist the devil doesn't mean you need to spend time with him. Let me repeat that. Just because you know you can resist the devil could be temptations, whatever it is, it does not mean you need to spend time with them. Like, for example, this person is negative. You know that. And in your thought, you know that you're like, they're not going to affect me. Just because you know that doesn't mean now you can comfortably be around them. It's very easy to get influenced to be them, to be that character. It's very easy. So I'm going to say, avoid people who are the devil, the temptations, all those. Avoid them as much as you know you can resist them. Make sense? Okay. You can want something so badly. This one I think I learned very late in life. That the things we think we want so much in life, you might get that thing and you realize this is not it. Have you ever wanted a dress, a wig, something so much that you just want it so badly, and then you get it, and you're excited when you get it, and then you realize later, this is not it. So that has taught me to realize that there's a void in me I am trying to cover. If I've been wanting something so bad, but when I get it, I don't feel fulfilled. That void is still not fulfilled. It means there's another void I'm trying to cover with this thing. It could be there's something I'm struggling with. It could be I'm trying to prove to someone or to people or to the world. It could be there's something I'm struggling that I need to deal with. So if you find yourself wanting something so bad and then you get it and all of a sudden it just loses the meaning, there's a deeper thing that you're trying to cover up that is not covered yet. That is what you need to work on. That I learned. Anyway, this is it. The last point is God will always reward you. I always say God will always reward you. Always. So do good. Do good even when nobody's watching. If you can still stay disciplined to your workout, to your business, to your career, to being a good person, even when you are just alone. Like even your thoughts are good, even when you are alone. Your words are positive. The way whatever you wish for people is good, even when no one is watching. The way you talk about people when they are not there is still good, even when they are not there. God has a way of rewarding you, imagine. God has a way of rewarding you. And if you can be that, be that. Be the person is for herself, even when the world is not watching. When you're just alone in your house, what type of a person are you? Are you still a clean person? Are you still dedicated to your goals and dreams, even when nobody's watching? Will you still wake up and work, even if there's no social media? Will you still wake up and work, even when nobody will see the work you've put into what you want to achieve? Because sometimes, especially when you're in business, no one even sees what you're doing. Nobody sees that. But I feel like that's why some businesses thrive and others don't, or some people just thrive in life and others don't, because it's what they do behind the curtains, behind the closed doors. No one is watching. They're still dedicated, they're still committed, they're still doing what is right for them. And the last one, which is a bonus, whatever it says you want from God, ask for that exact thing and be specific. Be specific. Whatever it is, be as delulu as Sister Mbare says, Ella says, be as delulu as you can. Whatever it is that you want rent, how much rent do you want? I want 25,200. That's what I want. Be very specific to God and believe that you're going to get. And trust me, gives you that thing. God gives you the exact thing you pray for. And I got to know about this when I look back into the things I've prayed for. And then I'm like, what? I used to pray for this thing this way, and this is how God gave it to me. So nowadays, I'm very specific on how I pray. I say my prayers. I'm very specific on how I ask for whatever it is I'm asking from God. Because what if He gives me that exact thing? What if you get that exact thing? So whatever it is that you ask for, God, He rewards. He's going to give it to you, but be very specific. Okay? Let me know. What are some of the random thoughts, that just come on your mind? You're like, in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Let me get all this into the closet. See you guys in my next video. Bye.